So this just coming into us now, Anfield Sector posted to say, and they credit Anfield Watch to say, Istvan Saloy, who is close to Dominic Szoboszlai and his agent, confirmed that Szoboszlai informed him Liverpool's interest in Milos Kerkez is real. So there was also a report that we touched on yesterday that said that Liverpool were looking to bring in Zubamendi and Kerkez in a combined £91 million January spending spree. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. More so around Zubamendi. I could see a world where maybe they try to get Kerkez and, you know, if he has a price tag of 40 to 50 and they pay it, maybe you get him. But on the Zubamendi one, I don't know. You know, and I know that's not what we're talking about here in this particular segment, but yeah, that one I don't know if I'm less hopeful that we'll see that in January, because all indications from Spain look like, yes, he might move on, but probably at the end of the season. So yeah, look, if that would be a great January though, wouldn't it? If you did bring in Zubamendi and Kerkez in January, that would certainly go a long way to pushing us further and further towards that title. Benjamin said, love the David Lynch chat. I feel a point was gained. You mentioned to me on a previous stream we need a centre mid. I didn't agree, but now I do. So yeah, look, this is I'm putting down to old age wisdom, I think, Benjamin. But I've watched enough football and seen Liverpool play out this scene many times, and we always end up a little bit short, a little bit, and nobody is doubting Ryan Gravenberch's ability, or nobody is doubting that Ryan Gravenberch has not been anything other than sublime this season. Absolutely incredible. But you can't have him playing 70 games. You can't have him being worn out by the time he's 25 or 26 because he's been overplayed and run into the ground. So this is why it's pivotal. If you want to build longevity and success, you're going to have a Zubamendi or somebody else in there who maybe in certain games you do play the both of them. Maybe in other games you play Gravenberch or you play Zubamendi or whomever. And that was always my argument, is that it's not that Ryan isn't good enough. Ryan's doing brilliantly, but, you know, take away Ryan for whatever reason, be it an injury, a suspension, and we're then getting into the heart and mouth territory. So yeah, look, I think we just need to get that boxed off, and if we can, I really do feel like we've got a great season ahead. Look, you know, we could do it anyway, but let's not take that chance again. Let me get your comment up here, sir. Said, in my opinion, Gordon was very clever in trying to win fouls by diving. Also, I wish we had the players to rotate more just to keep the energy going. Absolutely. Energy is so pivotal, mate, to what we need to do this season. And, yeah, there's nothing wrong with, you know, I get it from some managers, they don't want to go in and just have a cast of thousands where, you're trying to figure out how to keep everybody happy. But, you know, when we're playing in 4 competitions and we're deep into the League Cup now, we've got the FA Cup draw home against Accrington Stanley, and no disrespect, you'd expect us to get through that. So you're going to be going deeper into both domestic cups. Clearly, we're going to be in the knockout stages of the Champions League at this point, and we're in a title challenge. So the best way to give us, you know, that freshness, like you've said, is to back Arne Slot in the market now. You know, it doesn't need to be a huge overhaul at this point. I think if you can address midfield in this window, a left back would be great. And then maybe look to the centre-back situation in the summer, because what last night taught me was we're only one injury away from being fucked. You know, look at last night. Gomez and Kwanzaa both had subpar games. And what really confused me was seeing Kwanzaa played at right back. David seemed to have the same train of thought as me, that Arne just didn't want to break up that partnership with Gomez and Virgil. But it does make sense to me, because Gomez has played at right back before, is way more experienced there, and I felt like he would have got a better hand than dealing with Gordon. So last night to me there was a couple of things I didn't like about it. One, obviously I didn't think Kwanzaa had a great game, but I don't want it to knock Kwanzaa's confidence either, you know, because he's been asked to play there in a position that isn't his natural position. Benjamin Alford said, I'm not sure. Slot is a huge rotational manager. He always seems to start his best 11 if fit. Slot didn't rotate in Holland much. Thoughts? I think a couple of things about that, right? So the Premier League is a higher intensity than the Eredivisie. Also, you've got the 2 cup competitions. So I think you can take your foot off the gas a little bit in some of the European leagues and still coast to your 2-0 victories. In the Premier League, I think Arne Slot knows already, it's a league where you've got to be at it, or you get Nottingham Forest results. So I'm hoping that and I'm sure he is, he's an intelligent man. I'm hoping he sees this, and he needed time to assess the squad. He's done that now, so now it's time to bring in that midfielder.